15 seconds. Guidance is internal. 12, 11, 10, 9. Ignition sequence start. 6, 5, 4, 3, 2,
UCL quarterfinals fantasy preview. Jason, we are finally in that top 8. 4 matches to go in this match day. How pumped are you about these first legs?
Yeah, I'm pretty excited. We got some really nice fixtures here, you know. There's no weak teams left. I think any match is really a coin flip, but I do like a few more than others.
I'd say 2 heavy favorites and then 2 coin flips.
Yeah, we're probably thinking the same thing.
Yeah. So in this video, we'll be going through our fantasy picks. We've been following the UEFA Fantasy all season long. It's been a joy. Jason, how's this been treating you? What's your overall right now?
Yeah, overall, I dropped a little bit last time out. I'm down to like 6.5K, I think.
Yeah.
But you know, my overall target was top 5K, so that's still definitely in play.
Sounds great. Personally, I went too heavy on Spanish teams last fixture, and I've dropped from 50K to 65K. Hopefully, we will be having some green arrows ahead, though, in this first leg. I am pretty hyped about. All right. Before we go in, just want to shout out Fantasy Football Scout. They do have Champions League articles in addition to their FPL that they are well known for. Please check out their website. Their links will be in the description. Alright. So Jason, tell me what you want to talk about here.
Alright, so a lot of things have happened between the last match and, you know, right now, international break, lots of injuries, people coming back from injuries. So first one's the big one. Robert Lewandowski is out for a month. Likely to miss both legs. He thinks he can be back for the second leg, but I kind of doubt that. But we'll see what happens. So that's a little unfortunate for Bayern Munich. Jadon Sancho is at least out for the first leg. As of right now, he's expected to be back for the second, but you know, you can never bank on that kind of thing. So all we know is that he's definitely out for the first. Neymar, on the positive front, did return to the PSG starting lineup this weekend, but he did not have a very good match. He got sent off. PSG lost 1-0 and took a pretty serious blow to their hopes in the title race. So not exactly the performance you want to have right before you face Bayern in the Champions League. Sergio Ramos got injured on international duty. Calf injury. Now he's out of both legs against Liverpool. That's a huge blow to Real Madrid. But on the Liverpool side, Diogo Jota returned right before the international break, scored a goal for them, scored goals for Portugal over the break, and then scored 2 more goals for Liverpool this weekend. He's in top form right now and definitely one that's standing out to me. City, coming out of the international break, they had some players play a lot of minutes over the break, so they rested Gundogan, Cancelo, Stones, Sterling. I think Sterling did come on as a sub, but he definitely only played a little bit. So all those guys are pretty well rested for this Champions League match in the midweek, and I'd expect to see all of them starting at this point. With the exception of maybe Sterling. He seems to have fallen out of favor a little bit, so that's kind of touch and go. But those first 3, I think, are locked in.
I'm not 100% sure if Sterling will start either, but I wouldn't be surprised. Yeah, he's kind of on the fence, I guess, especially with the return of Aguero, and then we saw Jesus in the starting lineup as well, like together. So,
yeah.
And then Gundogan and Kevin De Bruyne seem it'd be difficult to get them out of the 11.
Yeah, I can't really see either of them being dropped for the biggest match so far.
And then, at least for the first leg, Porto do have some attackers out. Taremi, the Iranian striker, and then Oliveira, one of the great attacking midfielders for their squad. So I think something to keep out on, especially with that strong Chelsea defense. remember, you only get 2 chances to nail your captain's pick. I guess only 2 days, correct?
Yep. So yeah, you gotta really nail it the first time, or just pray for the second time.
All right. Let's go on to the fixtures. Jason, just kind of tell me what you think of the. Who do you favor in these teams? Don't tell me. You don't have to tell me individuals. Just tell me your general thoughts of these matches.
See, general thoughts. I think Real Madrid Liverpool is kind of a coin flip for me. I would say overall, I like the attacking side of both teams better in that one. With Ramos out, Real Madrid's defense might be suspect. Same with Liverpool missing their defenders, so I can see some goals in that one. City Dortmund, I think City is going to win fairly comfortably over the 2 legs. Yeah, especially with Sancho out for Dortmund, I just don't really see a way through for it. So I think City is definitely a strong team to target for this round. Second day, Bayern PSG. That's going to be a coin flip as well, especially with Lewandowski out. Yeah, I don't know about that one. I might favor Bayern a little bit, but that's tough to say. Lewandowski out, so I don't know. That's another close coin flip for me as well, I think. And once again, I'm going to favor the attackers over the defenders in that one. And then Porto Chelsea. I think this could be a very defensive 2 legs here. I do favor Chelsea to win that. I would definitely target Chelsea's defensive assets for this fixture. But yeah, I think Chelsea is looking pretty good for that one.
I think one thing I just want to remind everyone is like a lot of these matches are taking place at neutral areas. For example, Porto Chelsea, I believe, is taking place in Seville in Spain. And then Real Madrid Liverpool, that's going down at Real Madrid's training ground, so not the Bernabeu. So it's a little bit different here with the pandemic. Like Jason has already said, I'm also very heavy on the English sides for specifically Chelsea and Manchester City. Excellent draws for them, and excellent news is with Jadon Sancho being out, and then Porto's attackers being out. And just looking at just how great Chelsea's and Manchester City's defense has been. Typically, I know Chelsea got stomped this weekend, but you really shouldn't think too much about that, as it was coming off an international break. Things like that happen.
Well, I was gonna say it's also there's an early red card to Thiago Silva in like the first half hour.
Yeah.
So all of West Brom's goals came after that. So yeah, like you said, I wouldn't read into that one at all.
Right. So the more toss-up games are definitely going to be this Real Madrid Liverpool and Bayern Paris PSG. These are the classic European teams that everyone wants to see when it comes to the Champions League face off each other. It's what makes the Champions League so excellent to watch. Personally, I think I am definitely going to be leaning Real Madrid. I like their attack heavily. I am very cautioned about Liverpool's defense. I think they're definitely out to get. There's some goals Real Madrid can get from them. Liverpool's defense very weak, to my opinion. PSG and Bayern. This is the real toss-up. I lean PSG. I mean, if you looked at the game over the, I mean, again, I say it was an international weekend break, but Bayern without Lewandowski, who's gonna Choupo-Moting? Can he hold the ball as well? I'm not so sure. If you looked at the game, RB Leipzig was just hammering them like corner after corner, pressure, like a lot of pressure in the second half. So I'd like to see what people like Mbappe and Neymar will do. Again, I don't see them as strong in the defense either. Okay. Anything else you want to mention here, Jason?
No, I think we're good to move on from that. I think we covered all that.
So here, just kind of speaking of more our players we want to target. Here I have Haaland as captain, but that is mainly I had him from the last leg. I had to make a lot of changes to my team because of all the Spanish players that have been dropped out of the Champions League now, and Juventus. I have gone heavily Manchester City defense, and I would like to go more heavy on Chelsea defense, but only so many transfers I've got. I also feel Gundogan and Jota, these are your excellent budget options. Bayern, in terms of the midfield, I'm heavy on Leon Goretzka. He brings that a little bit of a physical presence to him. I think that can help him out in that final third without Lewandowski. I expect him to attack the box more, and he's also excellent at creating as well. So I definitely could see him returning. Kimmich I have, but I would rather prefer Alphonso Davies. He was rested, or I think either way, he didn't play in the weekend match.
Yeah, he had a red card previously in the Bundesliga,
exactly.
so he was suspended.
Yeah, he was suspended, but I think he just adds a little bit more in the Champions League. You just need that extra bit of flair, that extra bit of class, extra bit of pace. I think that's something that Alphonso Davies, he just brings a little bit of more of a wild card, which I wish I would have on my team. Coleman, I'm a little concerned about as well. He hasn't had a lot of attacking returns, but he was on my team from the prior round of 16, so I just have to leave him. I'm kind of betting on Manchester City to go very deep in this competition. That's kind of why I have Ederson. I actually took a hit here, so I'm pretty much all in on Man City defense, kind of. I have a -4 hit, and I have my second goalkeeper is just a extreme budget. In terms of captaincy, I am leaning Mbappe. I think Bayern's defense is weak, but I think this will be a high goal draw here. Each team ending with probably in the 4 to 5s. I could see that over 2 legs. Jason, any thoughts about this?
Yeah, so first question is how many hits are you taking here?
Just 1 hit.
Okay, 1 hit?
Yeah.
Gotcha. Okay, so yeah, -4. How many players do you have coming over from the previous round?
You can see Benzema,
6?
Haaland. Yeah, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 6.
Okay, gotcha. So basically you're taking a hit to get 12 players, essentially.
Right, and I'm just kind of like, I like having, 12 players, but one's a goalkeeper that's not playing. And I just want to bet heavily on a Man City defense.
Okay. Yeah, I guess piggybacking off your Coman comment. So let's just say, for example, you could choose any of the Bayern attacking midfielders right now. How would you rank Coman, Sané, Muller, and Gnabry if you could start over right now? 1 to 4, how would you rank them?
First off, I'm not heavy on Bayern's attack in general. My number one pick would probably be Alphonso Davies from that team. If I had to pick attackers, or my number one would actually be Goretzka. Goretzka would be my number one.
Yeah, Goretzka is he's solid in the starting lineup. It's those 4 attackers that are kind of playing for 3 spots.
If you just want me the wingers, Coleman's been off. I don't think. All right, what already asked? Costa's obviously off. No way. And then who else did you want me to rank?
Sané, Muller, and Gnabry. How do you rank those in relation to Coman?
Muller, I like for consistency, and he's always involved in Bayern's. Sané, I like for, so I'd take Mueller first, and then I would take Sané second, as he kind of also has when I was kind of talking about Alphonso Davies, he just has the different class. It's a different class when he's on his top form.
Sané has been in great form for Bayern recently too. Yeah, he's kind of been their X factor in a lot of matches that I've watched.
Then Gnabry.
And then Coman 4th.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, I think I agree with your ranking, except I'd probably swap Coman and Gnabry. I just think Coman has a slightly higher chance of starting right now. But, it's a tough one. But yeah, I like Muller and Sané the best right now if I was picking from scratch. So good call on that.
I kind of feel like, yeah, I don't think, I think that Coleman will probably start. But, I mean, I have him either way. Can't be too many changes.
Yeah, and you like Mbappe over Neymar right now?
It's price, man. Mbappe was cheaper.
If price didn't matter, who would you take right now?
This is such a coin toss, too.
I know, it's a tough one, especially with Neymar just coming back from injury. It's hard to judge where he's really at.
It's really like Neymar he only plays really in the Champions League and in a handful of league matches. So he's gotten
red card. It's funny, in the league, he's gotten 3 red cards in his past 14 appearances.
Yeah, it's nothing new for Neymar to not play in the league. PSG plays for the Champions League. Man, I would probably take a biased Neymar decision.
Yeah, I think I want to take Neymar because I think he's still the better player when they're both on top form.
Yeah.
But at least for right now, I'm going to lean Mbappe just because I like his speed against Bayern's high line. And Neymar just came back from injury and was terrible in his first match back. Yeah. So it gives me a little bit of doubt that would lean it towards Mbappe right now.
But I think Bayern's defense. I mean, yeah, I don't like their defense, but I think they've got the pace to keep up with Kylian Mbappe. Maybe not the acceleration, but some other players like Schürrle, he's extremely fast. So, I think the center backs might have an easier time than Barcelona's at handling Kylian's pace.
Oh yeah, for sure. Yeah, Barcelona they didn't know what to do against him.
All right, let's go to your team, yeah.
Yeah, so yeah, this is just a recap of my previous round team, ranked 6.5K overall. I got a nice 70 points in that last round, but then I lost, a ton of players, so I'm really starting over from scratch. I think I only have, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 players if you exclude Lewandowski coming over, so I got some serious work to do on my team here. So yeah, let's go to the next slide here, and I can kind of show you what my proposed team is. So, as of right now, I'm taking 1 hit for a -4. So my thoughts here? I went Mbappe over Neymar for the reasons I just previously stated. I want Benzema. He's Real Madrid's talisman, and Liverpool's defense is shaky right now. I wanted Casemiro. I think he's pretty much set and forget in Real Madrid's midfield, coming off suspension. I think he offers a pretty good floor with his all his ball recoveries he gets, and then like I mentioned previously, he always seems to pop up with a crucial goal or assist for Madrid, whether it be off a set piece or whatever. But he's just always in the right place at the right time when they need him. So I just like that X factor he brings. Defense, I brought in Rudiger for Chelsea. I think he's locked in. He got a rest at the weekend. He's only 4.6, so he's the most budget-friendly option. Speaking of Chelsea's defense, I think Azpilicueta is the most locked-in player, but he's a little more expensive, whereas Rudiger is more budget-friendly. And then Mendy, the keeper, is also a fantastic option. So those are my favorite Chelsea options, because they do tend to rotate a lot, so it can be a little tricky, especially with the backs they have. Piggybacking off your comment, I think Jota is almost essential right now, given his price point and his form. Defense, I brought in Kimmich. That was my hit I took to bring him in. I figure if I'm taking a hit, I don't want to take a huge gamble on someone who may or may not start. So for me, Kimmich, he's locked into Bayern's midfield. He's going to get ball recovery points. He has the chance at a clean sheet point, 4 points, as he's classified as a defender. And then he also has the upside of both assists and goals. So for me, if you have the budget to stretch out to Kimmich, I think he's the top option for Bayern's defense for me. but he also has a pretty high ownership, I believe, as well. So he's not exactly a differential at this point. Let's see, beyond that, so I think I have 11 players exactly I can play now. Hopefully Sula starts for Bayern. That's one of my big question marks. Sula, Coman. One other note before I turn it over to you to criticize my team. Robert Lewandowski. Originally, I just assumed I was going to transfer him out for sure, given that he's 12.1 and likely out for both legs. But I was able to make almost all the transfers I wanted to make without transferring him out. So at that point, I thought, hey, I'll just hold on to him on the slim chance he's back to the second leg. Or if Bayern do end up going through, then I'll have him good to go for the semifinals. And if PSG do knock them out, then next round I have 12.1. I can reinvest in whoever I want. So for me, I don't know I would advise anyone else to do that, but just given my team context right now, I felt I was able to keep him on. I hate having 12.1 just not playing.
Yeah.
But I felt like I could do it, given I got a starting 11 and I got all the players I really wanted in.
Okay. I just wanted to go back to your other slide here. Casemiro. Who'd you bring? The midfielders, Chiesa and Ilicic. Okay, I see they were both out.
Yeah, that's just another note. If you can't transfer out your entire team, take out the most expensive options where you can.
Yeah.
Keep if you have Koundé, I would just keep him. He's so cheap. He's going to enable everyone else for you.
Yeah, that's what I was wondering about was like that. The biggest thing, controversial thing for your team is going to be that Lewandowski 12.1 just sitting. You'll have to be very confident that Bayern is going to beat PSG, I think, to do this. Personally, I'm leaning PSG, actually.
Yeah, it really is a coin flip for me. Like, I was already invested heavily in Bayern. And for me, Kimmich was just the best option at defense. That was a safe player to take for a hit for me.
So obviously, then us kind of on both of our teams, we have two Man City defenders. You feel that's essential? Do you feel Ederson?
I think so.
What about Ederson? Do you feel he's essential?
He's not essential, but for me, he's one of the few players who's not going to get rotated for City.
Yeah.
So he's a pretty safe player to park your money in. I think Ederson or Mendy's also a great option, who's kind of part of a good defense and is guaranteed to start.
Yeah, I also like that you have Rudiger too. I think 1 to 2 Chelsea defenders is probably the sweet spot. They'll do you good for this leg. I don't know about for the rest of the tournament though, but for this leg, it's good stuff.
Yep.
Just kind of speaking of Chelsea, neither of us has any Chelsea attackers. Jason, what do you think about Chelsea's attack? Would you take anyone?
See, Chelsea's attack is interesting because since Tuchel took over, they haven't been scoring nearly as many goals as Lampard's Chelsea, but they've been so much more solid defensively. All right, welcome back. Sorry, we had a little technical difficulty there, but we're back. I'll dive back into Chelsea's attack real quick. So overall, Chelsea's attack under Tuchel has been not nearly as explosive as what it was under Lampard. So the goal potential isn't that high. The other issue I see is that there's a lot of rotation. We don't actually know who's going to start at any given moment in their attack. So not only are they kind of like capped as far as their total goals, we don't even know where those goals are going to come from at this point. So I think if you had to take a punt on Chelsea attack, I kind of like Kai Havertz. He's been playing as a false nine a lot recently. He's been pretty nice in that role, and as he was for Bayer Leverkusen last year. So I think that could be an interesting punt for you. Other than that, I do like Jorginho in their midfield. He's fairly locked in. He recovers a lot of balls, and he's on penalty kicks for them.
Okay. Yeah, I would definitely say Kai Havertz if you guys were taking a differential, and I don't think it's a bad pick. It's just I didn't have the enough transfers to get him in. All right, so Jason, who do you think is essential before we move on to the next slide?
Essential, I think Gundogan at his price point is essential. a city defender, whether that be Ruben Diaz, Joao Cancelo, Ederson. You need at least one of them, so that's essential. Same with you need a Mendy, Rudiger, or Azpilicueta, I think, for sure in your team. Jota, the way he's been playing right now, I would almost call him essential too. And beyond that, it's tough to say anyone else is. Maybe Benzema, you could say, is essential. There's not a ton of forwards I love that are left. You got Benzema, Mbappe, Neymar, Haaland. Yeah. Beyond that, though, I'm not crazy about forwards.
Exactly. I definitely agree with you. One Man City, at least. One Chelsea, Jota, Gundogan. Those are my essentials. Highly consider Mbappe, Kevin De Bruyne, Benzema. All right, let's go on to our next slide. So here's some more players in consideration. Jason, tell me a little bit about your picks here.
Yeah, so keep in mind our teams are absolutely not set yet. We're gonna save our transfers right up until the deadline, see some starting lineups. So who are all the other players we're considering besides what you just saw in our teams? I think the easy forward for me is Erling Haaland. He's not on my team right now because I think Man City's going to go through and they have a top defense. That being said, Haaland can score against anyone at any time, so not having him is pretty scary for me. I like Neymar as an alternative to Mbappe, but right now Mbappe is just edging it out because Neymar's return did not really go fantastically well for him. And I'll let you talk to the last one. I know you wanted to speak to him.
Choupo-Moting, I think this is just a consideration because he's originally came from PSG. You see him. He played over the weekend against RB Leipzig. I definitely see him starting again in the midweek, as I think it went well. He tried to do a job, the Lewandowski job, but not quite the same. But I don't see Bayern's attack being the same without a different formation. So I definitely think he'd be a great option for a cheap option and differential.
Yep.
All right, let's go to the midfielders. We kind of talked. I already said I'm very high on Kevin De Bruyne. This should be an easy. I'm very high on Man City to make it very far. So, Borussia Dortmund without. I don't see. I see Man City doing very well against Dortmund. Next, Mo Salah. I think it'd be a really good idea to double up on Liverpool with Salah. Excellent pick here. I could see him scoring.
I think
returning.
Salah probably would have made more teams if Jota wasn't available at such a cheaper price. But Salah's still a great pick, even though he's more expensive.
Double up. I mean, he's going to be the one on pens, and I think that's possible. I think penalty from Salah is definitely very high, it's likely. It's likely. I'd say he's going to score sometime in this leg or second leg. He'll be in the score sheet.
All right, you heard it here first. Mo Salah will score, guaranteed.
All right, tell me about the rest of it. Oh, I also have Angel Di Maria. Again, I'm leaning PSG. I think it's not a bad idea I think it's going to be a high-scoring fixture. And either Mbappe or Neymar, plus someone like a Di Maria seems like a good idea. I would avoid the defense unless you already have them. Then it's kind of like a hold.
Okay.
What about your picks for midfield, Jason?
Yeah, I think I already touched on Jorginho and why I like him. And then the Bayern midfielders, I think Muller and Sané are my two top choices if I was starting over now.
We kind of already discussed that,
Yeah.
Defender-wise, anything you want to highlight? I think Trent Alexander-Arnold, what's your thoughts on him?
Yeah, I would take him for his attacking potential. I'm not so high on Liverpool's clean sheet potential. But he played a little bit better over the weekend after his poor form, had the international break to kind of rest up after not being called. So I think he has a little something to prove right now.
Exactly. Yeah. When you look at this, I was just making my team before we started, and top 20 or in the last 24 hours, Trent is like in the top 5 or so for defenders coming into people's teams. He had a good, excellent fixture or excellent form over the weekend, so real nice cross from him for that first goal. So I think I think nice. That's why that's on people's minds a lot. And last year, I know we both have Ederson. We're high Ederson, and then we also said Chelsea, and that's kind of why we're going Mendy. I think he's an excellent goalkeeper, a very nice signing from Chelsea. Anything else you want to add on Mendy, Jason?
Nope, just that he's locked in with all Chelsea's rotations, and I'm just getting the guy who you know is going to start means everything in the world, especially when I'm trying to cobble together a starting 11 right now.
Yeah, exactly. I would definitely go. I definitely don't not high on Chelsea long term though. That's kind of why we both went Ederson.
Yep.
All right, I think that pretty much sums it up for this week. Any final thoughts, Jason?
Yeah, so we'll post our lineups to Twitter, maybe in the comments on YouTube as well. So keep an eye out for that. Don't want to catch anyone else off guard or anything, or feel like we're making things up on here. So we definitely reserve the right to make some changes, especially as how more news comes out. Yeah, I think there's only 4 games going on right now, 8 teams to choose from, so our options are a little more limited. But I think it's going to be interesting. They got some great fixtures coming up. I'm pretty excited for it.
Right. Just a reminder, this isn't like a FPL. The deadline for transfers is pretty much right until the matches start, so you can see the starting 11 right before. So always hold on making your transfers until then, until you get to see some starting lineups. And everything we posted on Twitter. That's it for now, guys. Take care. Best of luck getting these green arrows in Champions League. Enjoy these big European fixture matches. I'm definitely looking forward to Bayern PSG.
Yep. See you guys.
See you.